It is interesting how she's exposing her as a yacht girl, someone who was paid off by rich men to go and hang out.
And then
Oprah Winfrey just canceled her Christmas party guest list, and rumors say Meghan Markle's name got crossed out faster than a lottery ticket after the drawing. Word on the street is Colin Jost dropped some yacht photos that had the media mogul running for cover quicker than a politician during tax season. The woman who made careers with a single, "You get a car!" suddenly went radio silent when her royal protégé needed backup. What could possibly be in those photos that scared the queen of daytime television?
I've convinced you to leave the royal family. Like, I'm out. I don't need you guys. Which is crazy, because don't you just get free money?
It was suggested that the then Meghan Markle likely spent time with Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein before she even met Prince Harry.
Nasty, and says he feels sorry for Prince Harry because his wife is a lot to deal with.
Sources close to Hollywood's inner circle whisper that these weren't your typical vacation snapshots from a weekend getaway. We're talking about images that had entertainment lawyers working overtime and publicists updating their resumes. The photos reportedly showed Meghan living her absolute best life on luxury yachts, complete with champagne fountains and enough designer swimwear to fund a small country's economy. But here's where it gets really interesting. The timing of this photo dump wasn't random at all. Jost didn't just wake up one morning and decide to ruin someone's week. Insiders claim this was orchestrated with surgical precision, dropping right when the royal family thought they'd finally caught a break from scandal season.
President Trump also announced a new trade deal with the UK. All that Britain demands in return is that we keep these two.
No! I refuse! I'm sick of it!
The Saturday Night Live comedian reportedly had these photos sitting in his back pocket like a royal flush, waiting for the perfect moment to play his hand. You know what they say about comedians? People, they never forget a good punchline, and apparently they never delete compromising photos either. The immediate fallout was something to behold. Palace sources, who usually speak in code about everything from breakfast preferences to bathroom schedules, went into full crisis mode, faster than shoppers on Black Friday. King Charles reportedly turned colors that haven't been seen since the invention of mood rings. Staff members were frantically searching through protocol manuals for How to Handle Yacht Scandals 101, a chapter that mysteriously didn't exist until that very moment. Their damage control strategy was pure comedy gold. Royal spin doctors tried convincing the world that Meghan's yacht adventures were actually environmental research expeditions. Yes, you heard that right. They wanted people to believe she was out there collecting water samples while wearing designer bikinis and sipping champagne.
Reminder, Prince Harry married a talentless Soho house alleged, named Meghan Markle. And I've seen this before, but I have to admit,
the woman couldn't even handle royal protocol properly, but somehow she was conducting marine biology research. Even fish would have laughed at that explanation. Prince Harry's timing couldn't have been worse if he'd planned it himself. His tell-all memoir Spare was supposed to be the ultimate royal exposé, the book that would finally set the record straight. Then Joe shows up with a few yacht photos, and suddenly Harry's emotional revelations looked about as shocking as a grocery shopping list. All those carefully...
She was on Epstein's yacht at one point in time. There was like photos with her and Prince Andrew way back in the day when she was like in her early 20s. Wow.
The celebrity support network that once surrounded the Sussexes, like Secret Service agents around the president, vanished quicker than free samples at Costco. A-list friends who used to defend them on talk shows suddenly developed mysterious cases of laryngitis whenever reporters called. These same people who preached about loyalty and friendship disappeared faster than teenagers when chores need doing. Hollywood loyalty really does have an expiration date, doesn't it?
You know, I mean, she used to be on Deal or No
infiltrated?
Deal. Look, she was on Deal or No Deal.
Yeah, that's right.
Listen, I brought Meghan Markle, whatever her name is, to my Deal or No Deal celebrity golf tournament. She was one of my Deal or No Deal girls that were, she was a caddy for all of my celebrities.
Meghan's carefully constructed image as a humanitarian champion took a direct hit to the reputation. It's hard to advocate for economic equality when photos surface of you living like a lottery winner on international waters. The woman who spoke passionately about helping the less fortunate was caught living like she'd never heard the word budget in her entire life. Even her most dedicated supporters started questioning whether they'd been sold a complete fiction. The public reaction was swift and absolutely merciless. Social media platforms erupted with yacht-themed memes that spread faster than gossip at a high school reunion. Americans, especially those over 40 who've seen enough drama to recognize authentic versus manufactured hardship, weren't buying any of the explanations being offered. They'd lived through real struggles and weren't impressed by claims of difficulty coming from someone photographed on million-dollar vessels. Late-night comedians had Christmas morning expressions when this story broke.
The woman who destroyed her in-laws' family, whose own family doesn't like her, whose the in-laws obviously don't like her, the public doesn't like her, she's stuck because she was an actress who became a real princess, who wants to be an actress again, but has to continue to pretend to be a real princess.
And it seems like that lady is a temptress. She's a siren. She's lured him into the rocks.
Writers' rooms across America were probably doing victory dances, realizing they'd stumbled upon premium material that would write itself for weeks. You can't manufacture this level of irony, actual royalty caught in actual controversy that reads like a satirical screenplay. Comedy writers everywhere were probably calling in sick just to stay home and craft yacht jokes. Tyler Perry, who'd graciously offered his mansion as a safe haven, reportedly started rethinking his hospitality decisions. Sources claim he's been spotted researching sage cleansing ceremonies and possibly hiring spiritual advisors to remove any lingering yacht energy from his guest quarters. The man built his empire on creating drama for television, but apparently living through real-life royal drama was more than he'd bargained for. The most fascinating aspect of this entire situation—
it was planned from the beginning. She denied being interested in the royal family, which she totally was. I know someone who knows the ex-husband who said she had a vision board with Prince Harry on it.
For years, the Sussexes had controlled their story through carefully planned interviews and strategic media appearances. Then along comes a comedian with some old photos, and suddenly their entire carefully constructed narrative needed emergency renovation work. What made this particularly brutal was the timing coinciding with their ongoing claims about seeking privacy and living quiet lives. It's challenging to maintain that position when photos emerge showing anything but quiet, private behavior. The contrast between their public statements and these images created a credibility gap wider than the Grand Canyon. Even their most loyal supporters started asking uncomfortable questions. The ripple effects extended far beyond just the immediate Sussex circle. Royal watchers and media experts began questioning everything they thought they knew about the couple's pre-royal and post-royal lives. If these photos existed, what other documented evidence might be sitting in someone's photo albums or cloud storage accounts? The paranoia must have been absolutely exhausting. Industry insiders suggest this incident marked a turning point in how celebrity privacy expectations work in the digital age. Every smartphone contains a potential scandal waiting to surface years later. Every party, every vacation, every moment of indulgence could eventually become public property if someone decides to cash in their photographic memories. It's like living with a sword hanging over your head, except the sword is made of digital evidence. The financial implications were staggering to consider. Brand partnerships, speaking engagements, streaming deals, everything potentially affected by a few photographs that painted a very different picture than their public persona suggested. Millions of dollars in deals hanging in the balance because someone decided to share their vacation photos. Money talks, but apparently photos scream louder. What really amplified the damage was how these revelations contrasted with their previous statements about struggling financially after leaving royal life. Photos of luxury yacht living don't exactly support claims of financial hardship. It's like complaining about being broke while posting pictures from 5-star resorts. The math simply doesn't add up, and people noticed. The question everyone's asking now is whether this was just the beginning or the end of Yachtgate. Are there more photos floating around in someone's digital archives? Are there other friends or acquaintances sitting on similar evidence? The uncertainty must be keeping publicists awake at night, wondering what might surface next and how they'll possibly explain it away. Looking ahead, this incident will probably be studied in public relations courses as a perfect example of how quickly, carefully managed images can collapse. Years of strategic positioning undone by photographs that told a completely different story. It's a masterclass in why authenticity matters more than image management, because eventually the truth has a way of surfacing, usually when you least expect it and definitely when you can least afford it.